Hello everybody, and welcome back to my Sims 1 house videos. Today we are doing whichever one is circled, called Tin Sim Lane on the PC game The Sims 1. Now what I do is I look at these houses and I redraw them in Sketchup and I alter them a bit, just as if they were regular houses. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here is the front of the house as is in-game. It's just kind of like a starter house, well, kind of a larger starter house. Not too shabby. Interesting shape. And that's all I have for that. Here's my version of it. Now I know you're wondering, that looks very different. First off, you will see that I decided to make the front the back and the back the front, and the roof looks a little different as well. You'll see why in just a second. Okay. Here is the original floor plan of the house. As you see, it's sort of on a grid, and that's how the game is. But what you also see, kind of see some of the rooms, you know, the front room, then there's the living room in the back, the kitchen there to the right, bedroom to the left, and then the bathroom kind of in the center. Very simple floor plan. Now here's my floor plan. As you can see what I mean, and I tried to kind of keep the general idea of the layout of the house the same. As you can see kind of roughly, you'll see where the living room is. You'll see the kitchen as is with the dining room. Eating kitchen, whatever you like to call it. You see that front room, I actually divided into a couple bedrooms, a laundry room, and now I kept where the actual master bedroom is exactly the same. Where that is, and then you see where the bathroom was, I just divided it into 2 bathrooms. And then there's just a hallway that will link all the other rooms together. And if you kind of think about it, you see why I had changed the front to the back and the back to the front. Because kind of what I wanted to do, and while keeping the actual general layout the same, especially wanted to add those other bedrooms, I couldn't really do something that was actually space effective if I had kept the front where it was. But still, like I said though, everything is basically where it is as in game. Now about being on a grid. Everything in the game snaps to this grid, and all the people in the game, called Sims, in this particular game, walk among this grid, and then therefore objects are placed directly on the grid. So is doors, windows, walls, etc. So what I did is I drew what I believe the size of a grid square was. Believed it was to be about 3'4" by 3'4", which basically translates to 1 square meter. If you are from Europe or other countries in the world, you use the metric system, so it makes pretty good sense. And I downloaded a person of actual size, so you get the ideal size of the square. And then here's what I did. Counted the in-game grid squares as shown in the house. It isn't hard to count all the squares, and then I traced them over so the exterior walls are exactly the same. If you've ever seen any of my other Sim series houses, you will see that I've done the exact same thing, where I kept the outer walls all exactly the same. Now, however, you will see that the floor plan is not the same, obviously, and as you can see, the thick black lines with white borders along the grid is my own floor plan drawn on the grid, but you can compare, but that's an easy way for you to compare the in-game grid versus an actual floor plan for the house. So as you see that not only did I include like more bedrooms, but I've also added closets and things like that. So you can see there's quite a difference. And considering the size of the squares, you could do that. Now here's the actual house tour. And as you can see, that's what the front of the house looks like. And we're going around the side. I added decks. It's kind of like a vacation home. But as you can see, look at the scale on this thing. This thing looks kind of small. It really is a small house. And you see it's on a raised foundation that I added. Now as you can see, the center has sort of a raise, and that's what makes the roof look a little different than the actual roof in-game house. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Living room inside. I furnished the house with actual sized furniture. Just so you know that using those squares you can make an actual sized home that's comfortable. And so I decided to put the furniture in to illustrate that. And you get some nice space in the main room with a raised ceiling. Kitchen in there. Very big kitchen. Big dining table. Overall layout. See layout of the living room again. Bathrooms. Laundry room. Gotta have a laundry room. Now for these 2 bedrooms, I mean, yes, they are actually quite small. Feel like kind of dorm room kind of things, but I wanted to put 3 bedrooms in this house, and it was possible. Again, very small. I decided to turn one of them into an office. There's the master bedroom. And there's the overall layout again. Now, as you notice, that decided to put the front obviously in the back, and the back in the front. You know, just looks nice that way. But not only that, but I already said that you couldn't really make something that's space effective, as is if you still wanted all the stuff, or you had to alter where things go. Kinda didn't want to do that. We'll just go one last fly through. It's a very high ceiling, by the way. Kind of looks like a Hawaiian beach house. Or maybe something you'd find on the Florida Keys. Well, I mean, minus the cellar underneath, though. Kind of opted for the vacation home theme. Might do another version, I don't know. But I like this one, you know. It's actually turned out quite nice. Alright, everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please rate, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, well, you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Alright, goodbye.